Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of AFC Northerners.
Yeah.
Going down the line.
Sam Schneider repping the Bengals in LA.
Dave Green, Browns guy.
Jan Davis Utah, Ravens Nation.
Chris Adkins, Steelers guy.
All right, guys. So we're going to kick it right off down to you.
Yeah, before we get started, I'm going to ask my buddy Dave. We swept the Browns, so for the second time, I'll take that.
Aren't you tired
I'll
of
take
doing
that jersey.
this?
Yeah, but notice how good he's getting at it.
He's really good.
It goes off really fast.
One smooth motion.
Yeah, it's great.
Threw my fucking jersey halfway across the room.
You're such an
Oh
asshole.
my god.
Oh my God.
so-
no respect for Tim Couch.
So obviously, you know the story. Bengals won 37-3. Dave and I both really came close on the prediction last week.
Really close.
But like Dave said to me earlier today, the only thing we did wrong was we gave the Browns a touchdown instead of giving the Bengals one more.
Dumb us.
But it was an all-around game again for the Bengals. Andy had two touchdown tosses, called his own number and snuck one in also.
Yeah, that was the opening touchdown.
Yeah, really didn't miss Tyler Eifert too much. Both of our rookie tight ends caught a pass in this game. Overall, Andy spread the ball out to 8 different receivers, which was huge.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for us, stat-wise, and in the box score, if you look at the box score, Geno Atkins' name does not appear in the box score anywhere. No tackles, no assists, no sacks. But Dave will tell you, he ran his guy into Austin Davis all day long, or took up 2 dudes, and Michael Johnson came in for a big sack.
Those
at
are
one point in
numbers,
the game.
those are things you don't see in the stats that really, really make a difference with a football team and how they win or whether they lose. For us, unfortunately, turnovers, penalties, and sacks continue to be the issue.
Not coming with those.
No. A fumble, a pick, 7 penalties, 84 yards, 3 sacks for 25. That's our 7th straight loss. Whatever.
Whatever.
It's the sign of a true Browns fan. It's a 7 straight loss.
Whatever.
These things happen.
Seen it before.
We knew it was going to happen. Honestly, we really did. We sat here and predicted that last week that this was going to happen. We knew what was going to go down. It went down. Just the 1 touchdown deal was
Right.
the biggest issue.
Right.
I will
Let me
say,
ask, do you think it's a different outcome with Johnny starting the game?
no, not this past week.
Okay.
Not at all.
We faced him in the other game this season and dusted him pretty good. So
Yeah,
I don't know that it really would have mattered too much.
I just don't think that there's talent there, or not enough talent to win ball games.
Gee, I have no idea what you're talking about.
This isn't the Ravens guys' turn to talk.
You must wait your turn to complain, sir.
Get in line, buddy.
Take a
There's
number.
a reason why I'm on this side. Damn, man. I will point out it's the second time in franchise history that Cincinnati has started the season 10-2. I'm just trying to give love to Cincinnati to jinx them. That's all.
He did it once before, motherfucker.
No, you just got to tell them that they're a legit, team.
Just
and they'll
stop
lose.
it. Just stop it. We got a big game this week. Don't fuck it up.
All right, I guess that's about sums that shit up for the Browns Bengals.
All right, so Ravens, Colts. Oh my God, what a shit show. Honestly, like Matt Schwab, you can always, of course, count on him for at least 2 picks a game.
The pick 6.
Yeah, I know.
The pick 6.
God, all
He's
day.
amazing. For the wrong
Within
reason.
20 seconds, too. And then 20 seconds.
Oh my
I
God.
was watching the highlights from that game and thought about you guys immediately.
It's
pick 6.
I really think, here's my theory, is that Matt Schwab is literally a curse on all of our house. I'm going Shakespeare, that's right. Because he every time he touches the football, he's just like, there's one of their cornerbacks, I'm just going to throw it right to them. Like,
It's like he thinks he's playing dodgeball.
exactly. It's
I'm going to get that guy out.
Exactly. He's playing his own FanDuel or something. I will say that it's like, again, some very not good officiating.
What else is new?
I know it's like getting called on like face masks, outside linebacker stuff. I mean, come on, guys, just get it together.
I gotta ask, do you guys really think this is new, or do you think now that we're seeing basically, high def is like you're actually on the field damn near.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's different because we're seeing it that well?
I think that lends some credence to it as far as it's anything new. I mean,
agreed. I think it does too, but I still think that this is the worst officiated season.
Yeah,
we've seen.
really do. I think that
But you're right. There's so many more camera angles and everything.
Exactly, and I think that I'm highly looking forward to whenever the owners' meeting happens before next season. Whenever we find out that now we can challenge penalties,
right?
Like I want that to happen. I think the rest of the league wants that to happen.
The only problem is we're going to end up with 5-hour games.
But we're not, because it's going to be still reduced to three challenges. So I think that if anything, those challenges will be even more sparsely used.
Right.
Because then you're just going to be throwing like if you had a bunch of challenges, and absolutely I would have completely agree with you, but I don't, because it's still the 3 challenge rules, right? So
no,
it's 2 now.
It's two exactly.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. If they raised it by 1.
Exactly, if you raise it by 1, but even then, like I don't see that argument. Like I've never really seen, it's going to make the game 5 hours long. No, it's not.
Right.
It's not going to make the game 5 hours long. It's also going to add some excitement back to the game because of the poor officiating. Because now you can challenge the officials, and I think that is something that needs to happen. I mean, that's just my.
They got to come up with something.
Yeah, exactly. All in all, I mean, I will say that the Ravens defense looked like it was old school Ravens defense. Like it looked good. You guys did a phenomenal job, but the offense just, oh my God, no weapons, no talent. Nowhere to go with it. Broke my heart. I will say that the best thing to come out of it is that I still love, even though it wasn't a great performance, I still love the performance from Buck Allen and from Terrence West. Thank you again for that, by the way. Appreciate you giving it up to us. So yeah, I mean, it was a rough game to watch. So moving on to Steelers.
Well, hey, I feel as chipper as the Bengals guy. I mean, this was a great game. We beat the hell out of them, 45-10. Really, no one on that side of the ball had a good game. The luckless Colts were just that. I mean, luckless. DeQuell Jackson, I looked out for him. He did make a couple good plays, but really it was just him out there on an island with 10 other no-names. I mean, Ben just did whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Jackson,
Again! You did it again!
I literally
just as
said,
sure as Bashaw is going to throw a pick, Steelers guy is going to mess up D'Angelo Williams.
I screwed up I saw your thing, I said Colts, and I was like, Ravens, Colts. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the game we played. What am I saying?
It's like we put them in like Easter eggs so that people can call us out on it later.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I looked down at DeQuell Jackson. All right, D'Angelo Williams had a quiet, I want to say 134 yards in this game, but he still was not the star. I mean, Ben, like I said, Ben did whatever he wanted to do. Just like I predicted last week, he had a great game. Without Heath Miller, if you have any Steelers wide receivers, obviously in fantasy, put these guys in. I mean, all of our receivers did same thing, exactly what they wanted to do. Martavis Bryant, just like I've been saying, he is a Mike Wallace clone. I mean, he does not catch those easy, I will call them easy, I'm saying 10 to 15 yard passes that well at all. But if you chuck it down the field, he's going to outrun every DB he faces.
Yeah. He's fucking fast, man.
He is. I mean, he knows how to score. He can catch the deep balls, but those easier, closer passes are ones he really has problems with.
I liked Antonio Brown's nutbuster jump.
You like that?
Yeah,
that was very, very intelligent.
You know what? Everybody's talking about all week, but nobody's saying the fact that Pac-Man did it first in fucking Tennessee, and he actually stayed up and slid down instead of just fucking bouncing off.
No, the girl got in his way. I think when he reached around the pole, the lady
she was surprised too. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, what was that? Like, that was hilarious to me. I saw that and I was like, that's a gif I'm keeping forever.
Right.
That's a great gif.
Just a couple quick notes on this game. Bad things. Timmons, I read an article earlier in the season about how Timmons has been dropping back into pass coverage more and more this season. It's not working. I mean, this guy's a natural quarterback rusher. Let him do what he does. He's not intended to be down the field guarding running backs and tight ends. He's getting burned. Happened this past game. But it's nothing against him. It's just not his forte. The good, Bryant can score. And Bud Dupree. I'm starting to like Bud Dupree more and more every time I watch him. His football IQ is not the highest, but his energy is on 1,000. I just love seeing him run around the field.
And it's his freshman year, so it's like I'm curious to see, it's like what he develops in, especially year 3. I think that's going to be like, give him a couple years, see where that IQ goes, and that's going to be a threat.
I'm thinking the same thing for Brian. They say your 3rd season as a running back is going to be your breakout season. I'm excited for the rest of the season, and I'm very excited to see what he does the rest of his career in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. All right. So coming up to Bengals for next week.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go right at it. One of the last things asshole said was about Martavis Bryant and the other receivers and Ben doing whatever he wants, and it's petrifying because we're playing them this week. It's a huge, huge game. We already learned that Pac-Man Jones has said he ain't gonna play. Leon Hall has not practiced. George Aloka has not practiced. We're looking at a very real possibility of having 2 rookie cornerbacks in the game. Now, granted, they've played very, very well. Shaw and the guy we just brought up for the practice squad, they've both played really well in limited minutes, but I'm not looking forward against the Steelers. They're going to have to be on the field every play because you never know when Ben's going to throw it. So that's a little unnerving, but at the same time, our front line keeps getting pressure. They keep getting in the backfield and don't give him enough time to throw the ball. That's going to be, obviously a really big deal. And our offense just has to keep up. It looks like Eifert's going to be back. So this could be the shootout that we tried to predict earlier in the season that didn't really come to fruition. Chris and I were talking earlier today. The over/under for this game is like 49.5, which is pretty high, but I still think they could probably go higher than that.
Take that over.
Take the over. Take the over.
Don't do that. I did that earlier this year and lost. Don't waste money on these 2 guys.
Anyway,
bet on the Browns.
It's a huge game. The Bengals can clinch the division. With a win. They can also deal a serious blow to the playoff hopes of the Steelers if we were to drop them to 7-6, and then they got to go play the Broncos. So really praying for a Bengals win here. I'm going to call it 30-27 Bengals. Chris, go for it. What you got?
Yeah, brother.
I don't think it's going to happen that way. I think...
I did not expect you to.
I completely agree with you, Sam. Completely.
I think this is going to be another game where Ben kind of does what he wants to do. I mean, if he's going to face a depleted secondary, good luck with that. I mean, good luck guarding those 3 guys down the field. It still looks like Heath Miller is going to be questionable for this game, so maybe not so much the tight end down the seams, but the wide receivers, trouble all day long for you guys. I see.
I agree.
Like you said, the over/under 49.5. I would take it. I think this game's easily going to be in the 50 to 60 point range. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I think this will be the shootout that we were talking about earlier in the season.
So who do you think are going to be the stars of this game for you guys? I mean, offense or defense, or offense or defense?
I don't think we have anyone, I'm speaking for you, I don't think we have anyone to guard A.J. Green up and down the field. Mm-hmm. I really don't have faith in anyone we have back there guarding Green up and down the field.
It's so hard to say. I put the one caveat, from I mentioned all those injuries. Hall and Aloka haven't been ruled out or anything. Pac-Man Jones is the only one that looks like he's not going to play. If we have Hall and Aloka, that makes me feel a lot better about it. But, our defense has played so well in the last 6 games with the exception of that Arizona game. So if we get pressure in there, I can fully see us pointing to our defense and saying, that's why we won. We were able to stop Big Ben. But what I think is more likely to happen is that both offenses are going to go up and down the field, but it'll eventually be decided on a defensive play. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There might be a pick when the team is driving on the last drive or something like that. So we'll see. Did you pick a score?
Did you pick a score?
I did. 30-27.
31-25.
There we go.
31-25. All right, so let's go to the Browns.
49ers to Cleveland. 49ers are 4-8. Brownies were 2-10.
It's about the same. It's exactly the same game.
The only thing different though is Gabbert. He's 2-2 now as a starter in San Fran. They have no major injuries to talk about at this point. I think the guys that you got to watch out for is Bowman, who has 119 tackles on the season, and Lynch, who has 6.5 sacks on the year. What we learned this past week was Austin Davis is not the thing. Manziel's going to get the go.
Here he comes.
Jesus. Betonio.
Who's Johnny? She said.
Oh my God, you went there.
Left guard Betonio, he's out, placed on IR. Interesting, Cam Irvin should have been the starter there. He gets
so
jumped over for Austin Pastor. This is really, really hard to do. Shit, Jesus God. I don't think Hayden's going to play. Benjamin, he's questionable at this point in time. I think the Browns pull this shit up, 17-13.
17-13. Yeah. All right, rock on. Last but not least, well, maybe least, Ravens. So we're going home.
Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
We're dead last.
I know,
He's
right?
like, don't take my title.
How was great?
My draft pick. My draft pick.
All right, so Seahawks are coming to Baltimore. Honestly, here's the thing: is that I think the defense could win this game. I think the offense is going to lose this game. I mean, with the corners that they have in Seattle, there's definitely going to be a guaranteed 2 pick sixes, if not at least 2 interceptions. But I think that this is going to be the game where Matt Schaub literally just self-implodes. It's just my gut feeling.
Well, they said he's not, sorry to interrupt, they said he's not 100%, and they were letting, what's his name, take reps with the first team too.
And that's part of the issue is that here you have I can't say, Jimmy Clausen, he's not completely untested. He was the backup in Chicago under Mark Trestman. But against that D,
right,
against those corners, that scares the hell out of me. And all it's going to take is, their defensive backs getting through our weak-ass offensive line, killing Matt Schaub, and Clausen's in. And then, it's there it is. Honestly, I think that our best case scenario in this is Matt Schaub gets hurt early.
Clausen has the game of his life.
Clausen comes in and does a very not bad performance. And hopefully the O-line can protect him. But I think it's literally going to come down to special teams and defense. But I don't think it's still going to be enough. I'm thinking that all in all, it's going to be 28-21 Seahawks. That's my prediction. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into us this week here at AFC Northerners. We'll be back next week. And make sure, again, thank you for commenting. We love it. Thank you for everything on Twitter. Thank you for everything on Reddit. Redditors, we love you. For reals, for reals above. And we'll see you next week. And we'll sign off as we always do with Fuck the Patriots. See you next week, guys. Who's Johnny?
She said, smile, look the other way.
Who's Johnny? She said. All right, guys.